welcome to another video of dumpster dive props on how to make your own Mandalorian helmet. As you see, this is the second part of the other video, the last video that I did. I still working on it, on my helmet. Let me show you what I have done so far. What I have done. Remember the last part on the last video, I told you how to put this together with contact cement, the outer part with the inner part. So it's already glued. I left the video in there because it glues fast, you know, it bonds fast, but it needs to have around like a 24-hour period so it can dry completely and cure. So this is what I did already. I wait for 24 hours, and yesterday I was working on my helmet, and this is what I did. Let me show you. If you notice, if you follow what I was doing and the way that I've been doing it, when you glue the outer part with the inner part, in this area you're gonna note the seams, like you're gonna know these two parts together, and it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look really bad. So what I did with the water weld, JB weld, this is the best one because this one is to work on PVC. This is PVC. It's out of a paint bucket. Old paint buckets, I have a lot. There's one in there and a couple in there. Yeah, I have them just for that purpose, to make some helmets. Yeah, and people keep asking me for helmets. My family, my brother. This one's for my son. But soon I will need to start selling them. So that's the purpose. But I want to show you, and I want to teach you how you can build your own, how you can make your own. And this one is 100% approvable for Star Wars clubs and stuff, if you want to join one of them. So let me show you what I did. I put the epoxy putty around here and all the seams all around here, just to hide that area. You can see the rivets and both parts together. You're gonna see it. It looks bad. It looked. Yeah, it's the seams in there. So you're gonna put epoxy putty all around here. Right now it doesn't look that good because it's still not painted, as you can see. But as soon as you paint your helmet the color that you want, it's gonna look better. So you're gonna put. I need to sand this a little bit. Yeah, because it has a bump in here made with the epoxy putty. You see all the way around. I also bond the piece that I put in here because I ran too short of the bucket piece that I cut, so I put it in there. I welded with the epoxy putty, and I cut the visor area and the cheeks area, the cheekbone area. Yeah, because you need to cut them off. You cannot leave them the ones that they had. Let me show you. I have my trash can here next to me. Let me see if this is the one. This is the one that wasn't here. You can see, as you can see, you need to cut it off with your Dremel. Boom. With your Dremel tool. Right now I have a sand rotor for sanding around. And you're gonna use to cut that off. You're gonna use this one. That's if you have a Dremel. I recommend for this project, since it's a hard one to do, to buy a Dremel. Doesn't need to be the expensive one. I have the cheaper version, the cheaper version, the cheap Dremel version, the one that only has one speed. You see, Dremel 100. This one works really good for these projects. And today, we're gonna work is on how you are going to seal these holes in here. That is if you want to seal them, because you can leave them like that, but it's gonna still looking like a bicycle helmet. So you will probably need to seal these holes in order to apply some JB Weld epoxy putty to them, because if you apply the epoxy putty like this with the hole open, what's gonna happen once you start applying it here, it's not gonna dry well, because it's not going to have where to hold. So you will need to put something inside of the helmet in here. We can help you hold the epoxy putty. And we are also going to work back with the templates. So these are the templates that we are going to use right now. You're going to look in your pack of templates and you're going to look for these ones. The ones that say cheekbone, 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 bone. You will need to have, you're supposed to have 3 of them. Why 3? Left side, right side, and the cheekbone back plate. That's to give them like a depth inside. So this is what we are going to do. We're gonna cut this down. We're gonna cut this off. We're gonna cut the templates this way. So okay, I cut down the templates of, I think this is the right side. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a tip. A little bit choking. Gonna give you a tip. Just if you want to save one of the papers for later on, just in case your template got damaged, you can do both left and right side with the same template. But the only thing that you need to do is turn it to the other side when you're going to trace it. Turn them to the other side, so that way you're gonna have the left side template. You see, right and left. That is in case you want to save templates. So just in case for future uses, so that way you don't need to be printing all the time, wasting your printer's ink and stuff. You can do that. It saves you time also, being cutting paper and stuff. So what you're going to do with this, are we going to put them on in paper like this? No. We are not going to put them as paper in here. You will need to trace them onto a harder surface. And in this case, what I'm using that is easier to work with and to bend and stuff like that and to glue on is cardboard. Cardboard, yeah. You see, this is from a pack of cookies that I have around, crackers and stuff. Yeah, you're gonna transfer them to a cardboard. What type of cardboard we will need to use? That's easy. Go to your kitchen and look for any type of cardboard, like from garlic Texas toast. If you buy toast bread, you can use cereal boxes, the cardboard for cereal boxes, any type of cardboard, hard cardboard that for packages and stuff, that will make a real good material for your project. Yeah, because cardboard is easier to work with than anything else. So probably and another doubt that people has is how we're gonna put this together. Does this goes like this? No, there's a trick to put that on. You will need to bend this part in corners. So let me show you how are you going to bend this, so that way it can fit in here and it can give it a little bit depth like supposed to be. Like, let me show you one of my helmets. Yeah, I was setting up my cell phone to my tripod, so that way I can show you. We're going to use this for later on. Right now it's connected, it's plugging, so I'm gonna put it somewhere that doesn't bother me. My Dremel tool, my rack, and let me show you how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to look like. This is one of the helmets that I made. This is actually one of the first one that I made. This one is different because this one is not made out of a bicycle helmet or PVC. This helmet is completely cardboard, people. Cardboard. And it's sturdy and solid. Yeah, in here, I let it drop. Yeah, I broke it in here. I break it in here. So, but this is one of my first helmets. You see? This is how it's supposed to look. You see that it looks like inside, like pushed inside. Let me put it that way so you can see it. And how are we going to obtain that shape? Let me show you how. Looks nice, right? Blue visor. Let me show you. Where's our helmet? It's in here. Boom. So how we're going to do that shape? Easy. You're gonna grab this piece in here. Cheekbone piece, and give me a moment. I need to get my camera a little bit closer to me because I can see myself working. Sorry for the shade. That's my trash can. Never throw away your pieces or your left behinds because you probably would need something from there. I have learned that the hard way. So this piece, you're going to mark it in here. Let me show you. You're going to make a marking here like this, an angle like coming from the tip to the other side. See? Where's there? So you're going to bend this thing in here by that mark. You're going to bend it. You see? And what's going to happen, as soon as you bend it in here, you see that it looks like a boomerang. No, it doesn't even have the shape. Just bend it a little bit in here, so that way also you're gonna start bending it in the corners a little bit. Don't press it too hard. Why? Because it needs to go inside and it needs to create the depth perception that you want. So you need to start bending the corners a little bit. This one is going to be harder to bend because it's a small tip. So bend all of them around, all of them. Yeah, everything is shaking. Yeah, my table is not that sturdy. It's because my table is in a carpet. I live in an apartment, people. So you're gonna bend all the corners. See? It's gonna be harder to bend. Yeah. Pain about to bend it, but it's doable. Yep. I don't recommend to make a huge bend on it, because it can affect how deep it's going to be the cheekbone in your helmet. So bend it as much as you can, but be careful because that can also affect the measurement on your helmet, and probably sometimes it will not even fit. You're gonna have a lot of space, and then you will need to use bundle and stuff as soon as you make this to cover the spaces that were left behind. So here's our helmet again. I'm gonna put it in here. You see, this one is it came out a little bit longer than supposed to. So if this happens to you, the only thing that you need to do is cut it to your size. Fit it to the size that you We're supposed to have it. Yeah. You see? That goes in here. So how are we going to put this on? Using your glue gun. Because this is the actual piece that we're gonna use. So you're gonna look for your glue gun and you're gonna start gluing it. Yeah, probably you say, how did he do that? We didn't even see that he turns his helmet. Yeah, I turn it off, I pause my camera so that way I can keep on working like off camera. So we're gonna glue it in here. I'm gonna pause the video so I can start gluing it, so showing you how it's gonna end up looking at. It's gonna be looking, so let me give me a few minutes. That they're not gonna be a few minutes. They're gonna be out soon it's in there, but let me show you how it's gonna look once you glue it. So work done. This is how it's gonna look like. You see? I modified a little bit because the template that I did for the outer part, it ends up to be a little bit shorter than actually it was supposed to be, because I did this with an old template that was already all bented and really in bad shape, and I think I just misdone on some measurements, but I fixed it. You see how it's gonna look like after you bend it and you glue it. It's gonna end up looking like this. You see? Speaking, let me put my camera there so you can see. In a B shape or a U shape, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna look like going into the inside. And after that, what we're going to do is glue the parts that goes in here, like this. So this is how I'm gonna end up. This part has two parts. I need to cut out a little bit, that's why it's like this. But I'm gonna glue the other part to here, so it's not gonna look in there. It's not gonna look like that because there's another piece that goes in top of this one. So what is this piece? What piece is that one? So that piece that goes in there is this one, the cheekbone back plate. You see the seams that it had in here? This border, these edges. In the material that you're gonna use, the cardboard, you need to mark these ones, because in this area is where you're going to apply the glue, and this part goes behind, actually behind of the cheekbone plate, the cheekbone. Let me show you. This is a paper template. This part, as soon as you bend it, is gonna be in the back part. It's gonna end up in the back. So you're gonna glue it. Let me show you. Put the camera. There's where you're gonna glue it. You see? It's curved. You're gonna glue it in the inner part. There, let me show you. In the border of the inner of the cheekbone. The cheekbone plate is going to be glued in the border of the cheekbone plate. The cheekbone plate is going to be glued in the border of the cheekbone. Sorry for the language barrier. So in the top of this one is where we are going to glue the actual cheekbone piece. That is going to be this one. You see? Why I choose this part? Because it's harder, because this is where the paint is, so it's gonna be stronger than this side. This side is already, it's screwed, doesn't have anything, it's raw. And if you put in here, what I'm going to use is wood filler, it's gonna start getting wet and it's gonna weaken it. So in here it's gonna get wet, but since it has a paint cap, the painting here of the whatever was in there, whatever it was, it's a cracker pack. It's gonna hold more material. It's gonna hold more the wood filler. So this is what's going to be here. This one I will not. I will also need to modify because it's a little bit long. But as soon as you cut it, this is how it's gonna look. Let me show you. So this is how it's gonna look like. I glue it out and I modify it. It's a little bit in here. The cut is uneven, but that doesn't worry me because this thing I'm gonna cover it with the wood putty, with the wood filler, and it's not going to look like that. This is just a base, a skeleton, where you're gonna put your material. You can use whatever material you want to put like there in there to strengthen this. You can use any filler. You can use plastic wood filler. You can use plaster, that plaster to cover holes in the walls or to work in the walls. You can also use fiberglass. Fiberglass is a good one because fiberglass is gonna be actually stronger than it's gonna be as strong as a PVC. If you use wood filler and stuff, it's gonna be strong, but it's gonna be a little bit softer, and it tends up to crack with the time. But you know, depending how good or how bad you treat your helmet. But if you live in an apartment like me that doesn't have any other chance than to use materials, non-toxic materials, stinky materials, and it's gonna stench your whole apartment, go with plastic wood or plaster. The one, let me show you. I have one around here. Shoot, it's open. This one is good. This one is actually a good piece. Yeah, I put some tape in here because it's cracking up. I let it fall. It's spackling texture. The one with the pink lid. Well, you can buy any one. Plaster of Paris is a good one too. There's a lot of good options and that you can use as something to build your helmet. The best one, as I say, is it could be fiberglass or carbondo. But carbondo, as I told before, is a little bit difficult to work with because it tends to hard like in less than 10 minutes. If you need to make some details, it's gonna be difficult because it's gonna harden on you, and you will end up having a big ball of a stone type of bondo you'll not be able to deal with, will not be able to work with. Also, what type of glue I use with my glue gun? Can I use any one? I should say no, because there are different types of glue, the hot glue sticks. The one that I use is this one, the Gorilla one, the one that is industrial, because there are different types. These different types of glue sticks. There's these ones that are like a whitey color, shady color, and there are ones I don't have any around here that are clear. The clear ones are not good to work on plastic. Why? Because the clear glue sticks, they were made to work on fabric and small things, small, like, I don't know, mostly to work on fabrics. So if you start working with it in something like this, it's gonna tear off. It's gonna come out. It's gonna mess up your whole project. So if you want to use glue, use Gorilla. Gorilla is a really good one, and it's not that expensive. It's just like probably, I don't remember how much it cost me. I think it was like $2 something for a whole pack, and these bring 85 sticks. They're gonna last a long time. believe me, this bag I've been using that bag for months, and I still have a lot of them to work with. So that's my advice. If you want to take it, you can take it. But whatever works for you, that's what you're going to use. These ones are the ones that works better for me because of the type of work that I have been doing on, and by my experience. When you're going to use glue, you need good glue. You need a good glue to use. Don't use cheap glue or the one that I told you, the clear one, because it's not gonna be good for a project, and it's gonna start coming apart with the time and with the heat. This one, actually, the one that I'm using right now, that's industrial glue, that is resistant, is heat resistant. Always check that on when you're gonna buy one. When you're gonna buy a hot glue, check if it's heat resistant and weather resistant. Because if it's not weather resistant or heat resistant, as soon as you start sweating in that helmet, because believe me, you're going to sweat a lot in that helmet once you have it, the glue is going to start to come apart. It's going to start coming up apart, and it's going to mess up your project. So clear glue is for fabric, and the industrial one is for plastic and stuff, and heat resistant, and also weather resistance. That's what I use it. So I'm gonna leave this video in here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do this, and you're going to repeat it in the other part. You're gonna make the same process in here. Oh, I forgot about something. How you gonna cover these to put the epoxy putty? That's easy. Just look for the same cardboard that you were using and cut pieces of it, and you use you're gonna use the glue gun, and you're gonna cover with the cardboard these pieces. Let me show you. Before I leave, let me show you how I'm gonna do it. So this is how you're gonna do it. You see, I glue pieces of cardboard in there, so that way this area is gonna be sealed for you to apply the epoxy putty. That stings like butt, but I haven't seen one that doesn't smell like that. So when I make the next video, the helmet is gonna be complete, and we're going to start working on the ears. This is gonna be covered. We're gonna start working on the ears, and I hope you're gonna start working with the visor. So this is the end of this video so far. So hope you have liked my video. Like, subscribe, spread the voice, tell other ones what I'm doing, so they come to my page and see and learn. So what I need to say is happy dumpster diving, happy holidays, and goodbye. This has been another video of Dumpster Dive Props. Like and subscribe. God bless. Oh, and if you need to leave a comment, feel free to leave any comment. Any doubts or anything that you want to ask me, leave it in the comment. Even if you don't like the video, give thumbs down or thumbs up. It's gonna be good, So like and subscribe.